This is the COMA Girl Daily Podcast, written by Stephanie Bond. July 2nd, Saturday. The truth is, she might never wake up. My mother burst into tears, and my father made a sound like a wounded animal. My sister Sydney murmured soothing words to my parents, while I sent hateful vibes toward Dr. Sigrid Tyson, who seemed to be the acting authority in the room. All along, the hope has been Marigold would improve to the point that we didn't have to move her into this long-term care ward. The longer it takes for her to come out of the coma, the better the chance she won't. I willed myself to open my eyes then and there just to say boo and freak her out. But I don't. I can't. And it scared the hell out of me, because ever since my parents and Sydney had come into the room, I'd been trying to move, whimper, blink, something to let them know I'm in here and I'm aware of what's happening around me. And hearing I might never wake up? Well, that's just impossible. This cannot be my life. I mean, no one has to tell me my life isn't all that. Especially compared to my remarkable older brother who passed on a career in Silicon Valley to become a decorated soldier, or compared to my bombshell younger sister who's in law school and could seriously be president of the world someday. They are both splendid specimens of their gender and the Kemp name, and I am not. I've always pictured my starchy mother looking at the three of us and wondering what happened to her middle fetus, and my sweet, practical dad saying, 2 out of 3 isn't bad, Carrie. In hindsight, I assumed the only role in my family I could. There simply wasn't room on the Kemp stage for 3 stars, so I became the stagehand and audience for my siblings. In between, I graduated from a tiny state college with a generic degree and landed a job managing a carpet warehouse. I don't mind the work. It pays for my half of the rent in an apartment in an artsy, i.e. shady, part of town. But wrangling Berber isn't the kind of career my mom can brag about. Plus, I don't have a boyfriend, and from what I can remember, no prospects, unless you count booty pings on Blender and Tinder. But to be honest, I don't get a lot of those because I post an actual picture of myself, fully clothed. I don't have any exciting hobbies, I'm not a big partier, and I have no useful talents. Still, it's my life, and as little as it is, I want to get back to it sooner rather than later. My boss, Mr. Palmer, won't hold my crappy job forever. There's no change in her condition whatsoever? Sydney asked. We're going to run another series of tests to check for brainwave activity, the doctor said. I cheered. Surely the tests would reveal I'm still here, listening and, well, just listening. Is there anything we can do? My father asked, dear man. Talk to her, the doctor said, her voice growing more distant. Her footsteps indicated she was leaving. What are we supposed to say? My mother asked, her voice elevated. Just talk to her the way all of you normally talk to her. The door opened and closed. In the ensuing silence, I pictured my parents and sister looking pensive and coming to the collective realization they normally didn't talk to me. A ding sounded over the PA, then a voice announced visiting hours were over. We should leave, my mother said. And they did.
Hello, this is Stephanie Bond, author of the COMA Girl Daily Podcast. What do you think will happen next? If you'd like to discuss the story with other listeners, check the show notes for a link to join the Facebook group and for links to other serials I've written. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss a single episode of COMA Girl.